On the afternoon of April 19th, 2021, the biggest thing to ever happen in Minecraft speedrunning history happened. Brentilda broke the sub-10 speedrunning barrier, getting a time of 9 minutes and 36 seconds, being the first person ever to break the sub-10 minute speedrunning barrier. With the former world record being 11 minutes and 10 seconds by Sizzler, the community had never seen such an already low time have such a drastic drop in less than a month. Something runners would have never thought to ever see. 264 days later, nobody on the Java Edition 1.16 RSG leaderboards has yet to get another sub-10, with many getting on pace, but not many people having enough talent as well as patience to say that they have been on pace to absolutely destroy all of Minecraft speedrunning. And on the afternoon of January 5th, dylqn got on a run so good that with a little bit more luck, Minecraft speedrunning could have just been broken forever. dylqn, a player who'd been a speedrunner and a big contributor in the community for seasons upon seasons, had previously been grinding the 1.16 RSG category, going for that coveted world record before moving on to all advancements for a while. During this former period of RSG, dylqn wanted to beat his personal best of 12 minutes and 30 seconds, and that he did, loading into a pretty good seed with a monument that gave him a chance at PB, plus a very different kind of world record. With ocean monuments typically being in, oceans. This run's overworld happened to be played in an ocean, and after dylqn swam to a dolphin to follow him, giving him the dolphin's grace effect, he looted a shipwreck and crafted his tools, and after made the decision that would make the run.
I'm not gonna play monument, but I totally could. I'm going to. You only live once, right?
After leaving the monument with all the gold he needs, he left to get some flint and swam into an underwater cave where he found some diamonds, which he later crafts into a pickaxe, with the significance of this being that with the chance of dylqn not getting enough obsidian from trades, he can just mine up the entry portal to gather extra obsidian using the pickaxe. Upon entry into the nether at 3 minutes and 30 seconds, with the run's pace already being pretty good, it just doubled, even tripled in speed, with getting the perfect nether spawn.
I don't think there's a bastion. Oh! Let's go! Chat, we're on a monument run. Oh, there's pigs. Oh my gosh, there's 3 of them.
On top of that, dylqn also had some piglins off spawn he could trade with, which he did, luring them into a hole and providing them with all the gold they could ever need, getting some obsidian from his entry portal and going back to check his trades, with him having plenty of string, a start to pearls and fire resistance. This being a very good sign, dylqn headed off to the fortress, and after locating the blaze spawner, he killed blazes, and after obtaining enough rods, going 6 for 9, he left the fortress and checked his trades, where he had even more pearls and obsidian, enough to leave the nether through a second portal. From there, dylqn proceeded to do educated travel, which is where he throws an eye of ender to gauge the direction of the stronghold, and then travelling in the nether to good coordinates to build a second portal, hopefully as close as possible to the stronghold. And after dylqn did this, he exited the nether, navigating his way to the stronghold and finding an ocean exposed stronghold.
It's portal room! I'm so good, dude. I have everything. Let's go.
After entering into the end, dylqn prayed for the dragon to instant perch, which he got, one cycling the dragon and finishing the game in 12 minutes and 12 seconds, a new personal best for dylqn. And that's where he started to stop regular RSG, moving on to all advancements, and once he had secured a good enough time, he moved back over to regular RSG. And on January 5th, 2022, dylqn finally got a shot at world record he'd been waiting for. dylqn loads into the world on a small island where he spots a shipwreck and an easy enter, so he proceeds to play out the run, getting wood, crafting an axe to gather more wood, making doors and a bow, and sailing over to the shipwreck. In the shipwreck, dylqn obtains 11 pieces of iron, which he uses to craft all his tools as well as a bucket, and getting some flint, making some flint and steel, and after getting some cod from a dead fish, he goes into the magma ravine where he uses the lava under the magma to build his nether portal and enters into the nether, and upon nether spawn. With this already great pace, on top of a fortress spawn with a bastion relatively close by, according to his E-counter, Dylan knows that he finally has a shot at world record. So he focuses up and starts running around the fortress, taking twists and turns to avoid blaze fireballs, since he has no fire resistance or a shield, spending less than a minute scouting out the fortress until he's obtained enough blaze rods, and proceeds to head off over to the bastion. And remember, Dylan's timer is still under 3 minutes. Doing an entire fortress split without any resources to dodge blazes setting him alight is next to unheard of pace, so with that, Dylan heads off to a bastion, which mind you, isn't as close as you would think on a run like this, still having to travel over 250 blocks to arrive at the bastion. Once arriving at that bastion, he does the manhunt housing route, taking a ton of piglins over to all the gold blocks and luring them into a hole, where Dylan mines up the gold blocks in the bastion and gives those to the piglins, which they trade with, and once the piglins are finished trading, Dylan checks his trades, having everything he could ever dream of, over a stack of string, plenty of pearls, and enough obsidian to exit the nether through a new portal, which he does, exiting the nether at an insane pace, that being 5 minutes and 46 seconds, securing Dylan with a sub-6 blind travel time, and in most cases, runs on this pace will die, due to the blind being rushed just to get a super fast blind travel time, with the stronghold sometimes being over 2,000 blocks away. But not this time, with one of the most extraordinary things in Minecraft speedrunning to happen. "6 minutes and 35 seconds, one of the most unbelievable paces in Minecraft speedrunning history. Some people have to grind months on end just to get a sub-10 stronghold entry, and still being only top speedrunners to enter sub-10, but sub-7, no, 6 minutes and 35 seconds. Dylan is on pace to get a possible 7-minute speedrun, and if not, with an average perch, an 8 or a low 9-minute speedrun. With him on easy world record pace, there are very few things Dylan can do to fail this, being a minute and a half ahead of Brentilda's 9-minute and 36-second speedrun, and 30 seconds in front of Illumina's 10:53. Unfortunately, it wasn't his time. Him only having 2 raw cod the entire run, it's amazing he's even lasted this long. So he goes in for a hunger reset, throwing the run by throwing an Eye of Ender rather than an Ender Pearl, getting killed by a silverfish with all his items going everywhere. And while it was still great pace, Dylan throwing that Eye of Ender would be what costed him the world record, with the portal only having 0 Eyes of Ender in it. So that's the end, right? Dylan loses another run, another sad loss from a speedrun world record, proving how impossible Brentilda's world record actually is to beat. But no, Dylan's still grinding for that world record, as well as multiple other runners getting so close to the record. Cube getting 459 blind travel, Crooks killing the Ender Dragon but killing himself in the process, and Illumina entering the end at 7 minutes and 50 seconds. And it's only a matter of time before there's a new world record in 1.16 RSG, and players are starting to believe that Brentilda's world record won't make it out of January into February, and I personally agree with that as well as a lot of others. And with that, this is going to be the end of the video. While Dylan didn't manage to finish the run or claim the new 1.16 RSG world record, I do still recommend that you go check him out if you haven't already, and if you can, go subscribe to him. And if you could consider subscribing to me as well, that would be very much appreciated. And if you don't want me in your feed but still enjoyed the video, I'll settle for a like. Thank you all so much for watching, and I really hope you enjoyed this video. I really hope I see you in the next video as well. Goodbye everyone.